On today's show, robotic surgery might get a little bit cheaper in the future. A stroller that is gonna follow you around with your baby in it.
And a bunch of Disney news. It's gonna just millions of Disney movies. It's unbelievable. Let's get started.
Yeah, it's Tomorrow Daily. Greetings, citizens of the internet. Welcome to Tomorrow Daily, the best geek talk show in the known universe. I'm Ashley. Joining me, as always, Khail and Ashley.
Well, that's as much as I can do before getting sued.
Yeah, so, I mean,
No
and it
Jurassic
was
Park
kind
noise.
of playing like during our theme song, so maybe the algorithm won't pick it up. So
Oh,
I think
okay,
it'll be
cool,
I think it'll be, like it's a
nice.
remix. It's a remix.
Right.
Tomorrow Daily Jurassic Park remix.
Parody.
Yeah, I like it. I
Okay,
like it.
cool.
Well, it's been a very long weekend, and there has been a lot of news happening. So let's hit the headlines.
I don't know if you know what D23 is, random user person on the internet, but D23 is a big, giant Disney convention that happens down here in California, more specifically in Anaheim, right next to Disneyland, fair enough.
Convenient.
So there was huge announcements. There's big announcements every year, but this year was like particularly hefty with like the inclusion of announcements like Incredibles 2, and they showed off Finding Dory poster.
A lot of Pixar. You made me
Pixar
laugh.
stuff. Yeah. What?
You made me laugh. Your tweet. You were like, "This is all I see. Sequel, 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 sequel."
Original content. Because Good Dinosaur was like the only one that they had, and then they were like, "We're doing another Pirates of the Caribbean." You're like,
Yeah.
"Yay!"
Then
They're like, "We're bringing
John-
back Orlando Bloom because he's not busy doing anything else."
That's exactly right.
But there was a lot of great stuff too. So they
So much.
had some announcements for things like Shanghai Disney, which we've talked about on the show before.
Yeah.
They've talked about a
Tron
few of
roller
the more,
coaster.
yeah, like the Tron roller coaster and stuff like that. They also announced there wasn't going to be any huge Star Wars announcements, is what they said, but they did have some huge Star Wars announcements.
yeah.
Including the fact that they're going to be adding expanded Star Wars themed areas to Disneyland and Disney World. They're going to have a Toy Story Land, which you just saw. I don't know what that Frozen Ever After thing is. That is a stupid
like a little
Frozen ride.
No, it's
Okay.
not. I don't think it's a ride. I think
That's
it's like an
trying to be better.
experience or
Okay.
whatever. It's like
Oh,
a little
all right,
Frozen
yeah.
experience.
All right, let it go. But so they're also going to have a what is that?
Oh, that's the Avatar land
Yeah.
they're doing at Animal Kingdom. That's almost done.
Okay,
Getting
cool.
there.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Look,
what else?
Animal Kingdom needs as many rides as it can get. But
That's true.
that's some shop talk. They're also gonna have signature attractions, quote unquote, the ability to pilot a Han Solo storied Millennium Falcon spaceship on a secret mission in an epic Star Wars adventure.
I like it.
So that's pretty cool. They got an Iron Man experience. Basically, they're making experience for every single property that they have.
Smart.
That's popular. So then on to movies. They announced that Colin Trevorrow, who directed Jurassic World, is going to be doing Star Wars Episode 7.
No.
9.
Yes.
9. Episode 7's already almost done. Star Wars Episode 9.
Yes.
So 8 was done by Ryan Johnson, who did Looper.
Yes.
And then J.J. Abrams did that. I thought J.J.
Okay.
Abrams was going to be in the mix again, but I guess new director every time.
He's gonna direct the Star Wars Justice League. No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
Look, there's J.J. Abrams
Yeah.
motioning with his hands. He's pretty good at that. They also showed off the cast for Rogue One. If you don't remember, there's going to be a Star Wars movie every year with an episode title being every other year.
Okay.
So one of the new Star Wars series they're going to start is Rogue One.
Oh,
And
right.
they brought Felicity Jones, Forrest Whitaker, Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, the guy who plays Hannibal, Mads Mikkelsen.
See?
That's
Yeah,
it.
there you go. And Alan Tudyk, who's going to be playing a mocap character apparently.
People are
He's gonna
really
be doing
excited about
voiceover.
Alan Tudyk.
Who isn't excited about Alan Tudyk?
In space again.
Yeah.
He needs to be in space.
He's awesome. So yeah, lots of great stuff. More Doctor Strange info, but no like actual visuals because they haven't started filming it yet. But yeah, there you go.
There's some
No
game stuff.
By the way, no timetable on when any of those lands or anything are going to be
parks.
introduced. Yeah. So
Boo.
you went.
I did. I went yesterday. I was at D23. I went to the Disney Interactive panel. I got to see the game stuff. So I got to see Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, nice.
They announced there would be a Big Hero 6 land, which was really exciting.
Where?
And in Kingdom Hearts 3. Like there
Oh,
would be
okay.
a world that was San Francisco. Like that would be one of the levels that Sora gets to go and use the Keyblade in and everything. And then
Spoiler.
saw some, they had a full-sized like person in a costume that was Baymax come out on stage. But it was like a really good Baymax costume that had like the head that popped up and down and it blinked and stuff. And it was adorable. Like I couldn't believe my own eyes. It felt like I was really seeing the movie. That was awesome. And then I saw Battlefront. They had Battlefront. They showed off some footage. They showed off the new not limited edition, the Darth Vader PS4.
Cool.
So cool. They gave 2 away to people in the audience. There's like a kid that won one, and then they're like, check under your seats. It was like being on Oprah. It was weird. And,
were they really under the seats?
Yeah, they had like the 2
How do
people
people
had
not
these
just
cards.
walk in and start checking under seats of places now?
I
Like
don't
I'm gonna
know.
walk in and just like.
A whole bunch of people like ripped the tags off from the actual chair, like the fire hazard like warning or whatever. People thought they had something under their chair. It was hilarious. And then, so they showed that off. They showed Disney Infinity 3.0. They gave everybody in the room a Mickey Disney Infinity figure, which was really cute. And then they talked about the Star Wars Battle Pod, the new arcade experience. They're going to make some that you can buy to put in your house.
So just a lot of stuff.
It was
just a lot of stuff.
So D23,
I guess your best bet would be to watch that part you just watched of this episode, and then remember what you wanted, and then just Google search that.
Go find, because there were panels for just about everything. The Pixar panel was really cool, and then on top of that, like D23, for a feeling of like scope, D23 used to be every other year. It used to be every other year, and there wasn't a whole lot. It was like more for really big Disney super fans to go and get like
Disney
artist
dorks,
signings,
giant Disney dorks,
artist signings, things like that. And now it has become such a machine with the addition of Marvel and Star Wars that
advertising machine.
They're doing it every year now. They're going to do it every year. So every year there will be a D23 Expo. It'll be around August. And I mean, I don't see why not. It's such a huge thing now, and there were costumes, and they had BB-8 and Star Wars Rebels, and I mean, just all the Pixar movies. They had a whole John Lasseter Hawaiian shirt exhibit. Like, you could see all the different Hawaiian shirts that were custom made for each of the Pixar movies, and they were all incredible. They were all like specifically made for that movie, and they had all the characters on there. So fun. Like, it was really great. It was really cool, and I really enjoyed it.
How much was it?
I don't remember what tickets are, because I had a press badge. So I don't remember how much they are, but they're not terribly expensive. It's like Comic-Con, like any Comic-Con, like probably like $60-$70 to go for one day.
Okay.
So, and then I'm sure the 3-day pass is discounted. So, okay, we got to talk about hashtag of the day. It's TD23, hashtag TD23. And I want to know what's...
No, I want to know because it's my article.
It's your article. Okay, fine. Take it away.
Take
it away, Khail Anonymous.
I want to know... How you doing, girl? No, I want to know, what's the craziest announcement Disney should have made at their expo?
The craziest. I think I would have liked to have the craziest thing that is never going to happen. I'm going to go with crossover Star Wars and Marvel movie. They're like, we're going to make a crossover.
Thing,
yeah, like crazy crossover where everything just starts bleeding together.
I've had this whole idea that they should create a villain section of the park and like have like a more adult roller coaster type stuff, and have like the villains walking around and like
Maleficent
they have
dragon
like evil
coaster.
drinks and maybe they have alcohol. I don't know. I just added that part.
Listen, that's perfect for California Adventure.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Villains Land. But anyway, enough dorking around about Disney and stuff like that.
All right. So we'll really briefly touch on 2 other things. So I want to talk a little bit about surgery, robotic surgery to be specific. There's a company called Visual Incision Corporation. They are seeking funding on studying how feasible using this surgical robot would be for hospitals. So here it is. It's not all that big. You'll see it holding a quarter here. So it's very precise, and surgeons can control it. It's got light on it and everything. And what it does is, so up until that blue sort of line, they can actually insert that into a person via one single incision, and then it can go in and do things like laparoscopic surgery, which is a really big deal. One for, again, healing time, which we talk a lot about with like robot surgery and things like that. Like the smaller and less amount of incisions you can make, the easier it is for somebody to heal from something as important and as kind of, really tough on the body as abdominal cavity surgery, like any kind. So they want to check out this how this robot would work in a hospital, if it would save them money. And one of the big reasons why is that they think it would save money is it's very lightweight, it's very portable, it doesn't require being hooked up to like a big machine, and meaning the surgeons can take it from one OR to the next. They can just pick it up and carry it.
Nice.
So it's really lightweight, it's super easy, it's portable. You can take it from one OR to the next without needing like either some big machine to help control it. It's very simple to use, and they think that would actually lower the cost of robotic surgery, which right now is pretty expensive because you need a lot of equipment to go with the actual robotic arm. So they think this might help kind of lessen the cost, make it a little bit easier for hospitals to sort of either get access to that kind of technology and start using it, or and then maybe pass that on to patients, which would be pretty great.
It's adorable.
It's super great. And then the last thing I wanted to tell you guys about is this ridiculous auto stroller. This made me laugh. This video is hilarious. I highly recommend you go watch it with the sound on because it's pretty funny. It's in German because it's from Volkswagen. But they talk about this one worker at Volkswagen who like says on Facebook, like, why don't we have strollers that brake automatically? Like, why don't we have that? And so they made this great video, and it's a concept. It's a futuristic stroller that they claim that has, here, watch. Oh, it stops like before it hits the wall.
Oh God!
So built-in they claim it has built-in sensors for auto following people, and also so it keeps a distance between you and the baby, and then also avoids collisions by slowing it down. It has brakes, like proximity sensors that will say, "Oh, I'm close to something. I better slow down and stop." So
this looks crazy.
It looks insane. The video is hilarious. Like him walking, people are like staring, like, oh no, look, your stroller's moving, and like they can't figure it out. It's hilarious. So they're saying it has the same sensors as their Golf car does, like the same types of cruise control, like adaptive cruise control sensors. I love this one where the guy's like playing soccer, kicking around, the stroller's just following him. It's hilarious. And now, I gotta put a little caveat on this because obviously this video came from Volkswagen and we have seen some pretty fun and impressive but also very gimmicky publicity stunts from people like Lexus, who did the hoverboard. So I have to kind of take this with a grain of salt unless we actually hear that there's enough demand to like that they're putting it into production. But I also really love the idea that that is a real thing and people would go crazy for that. People would go nuts for it. Look at that. Just swing back and forth. It's hilarious. Like, I absolutely love this video. It's a crack up. Like the video, it's just made me laugh so much. It was great. I
like it. Very cool.
So yeah, it was really, really fun. Either way, whether it's a publicity stunt or not, regardless, nice work, VW, on making something that was entertaining and also just future-minded, even if it doesn't ever go into production, which honestly, I actually hope it does. Because I think a lot of parents would love that.
Yeah, absolutely. There's got to be some sort of app feature built into.
Of course, yeah. You have to get your little app going. You do all that stuff. It'd be great.
Send your baby home. Beep. Get out of here.
Just like takes off. Send your baby home. I love that. All right, guys, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Back It or Hack It. We're going to head up to the International Space Station for a Back It or Hack It. And then we will also have your user feedback, your Robopals, all your Robopals from last week, and our phone talk for the day. So don't click away. It's Tomorrow Daily. Welcome back to the show. We've returned.
Her name is Ashley Asquiera.
That's pretty close to somebody's name that I know. Weird. We'll explain later, but I won't be here tomorrow. So let's talk about, though, right now, some crowdfunding stuff. This is Back It or Hack It. We just got speakers working in the studio, so that was really intense for us.
That's what people hear when we say Back It or Hack It?
I'm horrified, guys. You probably think you're getting sliced up. I'm sorry. All right, we've talked about Space VR. You remember Space VR? They wanted to make these experiences for Cardboard and Oculus Rift, and they were like, oh, we want to show people what it's like on an asteroid or like here and there in space and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, they're back now. So now, instead of wanting to make these experiences, they actually want to send a VR camera up to the International Space Station. They want to send a camera, have an astronaut put it together. The astronaut would actually have to 3D print the case for the camera,
nice.
Which is pretty awesome, and then assemble it, and then they would put it inside. This kit, is, by the way, is called the Overview 1. They're calling it the Overview 1. And it's this like little cube camera, and you get to see some VR stuff. This is their Kickstarter video. And they basically are saying that their Kickstarter, this is what they're hoping you'll see. It's like you'll be able to see this sort of view of Earth and all this great stuff. And they want to stick the camera in the Cupola module, which has a very, very nice view of Earth and also the space station itself. So you'd be able to get a really good idea of what it's like to be up in space, which is pretty awesome.
So this isn't like a live streamed type thing. You're not like, oh, this is what's happening in space now.
Not right that second, but what they want to do is they want to get that footage, have it sent back, and then they would take that footage, stitch it together, and create a VR experience that would be updated constantly.
That's cool.
So you could do like once a month, I think they were hoping to have so you could have like 1 month of access to 3 months of access, things like that. So that's what they want to do. That's the module right there. That's the one they want to put the camera in. So
with that
obviously,
big thing?
with the little windows, with the like panorama windows there. So that's it. That's where they want to put it.
How big is that?
The module?
That little camera thing.
The little camera? It's not terribly big. It's probably about like 6 to 8 inches. Like it's a good sized cube, but not huge. Not huge. So
this seems like a very hefty task.
Seems expensive, right? Seems a little bit pricey. Well, they're asking for $500,000 because obviously it is very expensive to send anything up to the ISS. People, gear, equipment, and you also have the terrible and unfortunate fear of the rocket exploding like SpaceX's did. So with your stuff on board.
You're not selling me on this, Ashley.
But they said this was $500,000 would cover sending it up there and their operating costs for 1 year. So and then after that, like obviously they would like charge for access to the camera. So so here's how they want to do it. The astronaut on board would 3D print the case, put it together, put the cam in the couple of module. Space VR then stitches together the footage and releases it on most VR devices. So the Vive, the Rift, cardboard, all this stuff. They, like I said, want $500,000. They have 22 days left in the campaign. They only have raised about $38,000.
Yep.
So it's not taking off like crazy. That's their little hashtag there, be an astronaut. So if you want to back it, you can start at the low levels, which is like $5, $10, whatever, and you get their gratitude and maybe a t-shirt or whatever. But if you want access to the VR content, it starts at $75 to back with 3 months of access, the first 3 months of access of footage, like once the camera's up there and transmitting. So you get 3 months of access, and that's it. Then you gotta pay after that. So basically, let's say $25 a month for access. No? You're not into it? If
no,
you pay $100,
you lost me a long time ago, and it's becoming less and less enticing.
But it's
like
expensive.
A rich person's like, oh, I can see space VR. Like, I can't. I'm not that invested.
It seems educational, but the thing is it's also, again,
I think people can create fake versions of it and like
that are
computer
just as realistic.
that like just as realistic, and you can actually travel through space.
That's fair. I mean, I'll give you that. I think that that's a really good point. You could make a simulation that would be very interesting and educational just the same.
Okay, now what do you think?
And we saw
you back it?
You know, here's my.
It's hard for you because you have to pick these Backett or Hackett's out.
I do.
And then you have to like.
So I like them.
Okay.
Like, so whatever I pick, I obviously am either interested in or find entertaining enough to talk about. I think it's a good idea. I just think that if their operating costs are $500,000 for the first year, and to get that camera up there being so expensive, like why not? I know that they want to be on the forefront of it, which makes it a lot more expensive to do. So I appreciate that it's more expensive because they want to be the first. But then I also am like, I would rather wait until it was less expensive to send something up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, to me, it's sort of that back and forth of like, I appreciate what they're trying to do, but I don't know that I would want to back it at this point. Because one, I don't even know that camera's going to make it up there. Might not. Two, even if it does make it up there, let's say the astronaut puts it together wrong, or it is sitting in the couple of module and the footage is not that great. Like, what do you do then? Do you feel like you didn't get your money's worth when you could have a simulation that is beautiful and perfect and has no issues or problems without having to have all these risks involved? Like, I say no. I say wait. I say wait for it to be cheaper to send a camera up into space. I just thought it would be interesting to discuss.
Yeah.
Because I do get that it's ambitious. It's very ambitious, and I do appreciate what they want to do. I just, man, there's a lot of risk involved there. So if you're feeling risky and you got some money laying around, feel free to back it. But yeah, so for us, maybe not. All right, guys, we got to talk about your robot friends. And by that, not us. I don't mean us. I mean your actual Robopals that you wrote about in user feedback. As I mentioned, we asked you guys last Wednesday or Thursday. I don't remember. I never remember anything. I had a long weekend, you guys. So many things happened. We asked you guys to use the hashtag TDRobopal to tell us. We were talking about the Now robot who plays Nintendo Wii U, or Wii Tennis, and it was adorable. And I looked up how much a Now robot is. I forgot how expensive they were because I was like, I want to get a Now robot. What are they, like $1,000? And I looked up, it's like $9,000. I'm like, I'm never gonna buy a Now robot. Well, that's why it can play Wii, because it's like $9,000 robot. So you guys wrote in and beautifully responded in so many ways to what you would do with a robot sidekick. Dave wrote in and said, "Hi kids, here's my contribution to the TD Robopal discussion, the Comics Bot."
Cool.
Comics Bot keeps your comics collection organized, plus you can take it out in the field to help find new comics. You can also converse with it about comics. It can access comic book databases, companies, libraries, and other sources, so it's always right. Coming soon to Kickstarter, like, as a joke.
Man, I am actually scared of Comics Bot because, like, I can
like
be like,
Comics Bot?
oh man, I really like when Captain America did like blah blah blah, blah, and then he'd be like, incorrect, that is not right. Issue 5, page 3, and I'm just like, all right, easy Comics Bot.
And he's
Come on,
like,
man, calm
you must
down."
learn the truth.
Yeah.
Your facts are incorrect.
Get your greasy mitts off that comic. It's just like he's like mean. Like he's in my mind he's mean. I'm sorry.
Don't take them out of the bag.
Yeah, he like someone doesn't let you have any.
Doesn't let you touch
my
them.
comics.
I cannot trust humans to touch comic books. Justin wrote in and said, a robot who'll scratch my back because I'm having a hard time reaching those itchy points that I can't ask my friend to do it.
All right.
That's smart. That's really smart. Matthew wrote in and said, my robo sidekick will make me a robot suit like Tony Stark's, which will prep me for explorations in our universe. So a space resistant suit. He can live up in space. That'll be good. And then lastly, Dustin wrote in and said, I would want Robopal to play games with help me track my progress and offer tips on how I can improve myself. So he wants Robopal to play games with, and then also be like a life coach.
That's the most noble one of all of them.
That's a good one. Yeah, you just want to be a better person, Dustin.
Sure,
no one's faulting you.
I'm sure the robot would destroy that guy though if they were in a battle.
No.
Yeah.
Not great.
I am Superman.
I learned this technique in Justice League number 7. Like I'd be scared. Now I'm scared of Comic Spot. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, jerk. All right, guys, let's talk about our last piece of user feedback. It's time for our photographer of the day. Our dear viewer, Jeremy, wrote in, and he sent this wonderful photo. And he says, this photo was taken at the end of my 6-hour hiking trip to Wedgemount Lake near Whistler, British Columbia, Canada. This picture was taken by my LG G3. Love the show. Enjoy the picture, guys. Smiley face.
Definitely looks like one of those computer backgrounds,
That's
wallpapers.
Fake. That's
yeah.
not real. You didn't hike 6 miles for that. You found that in a wallpaper gallery.
God, it's beautiful.
That is really amazing. Have you ever heard of Whistler? Whistler, BC?
Mm-mm.
So apparently this is like a really big sort of, it's almost like Mammoth for us, but it's very quaint little town, and people like to go there and ski and do like hot cocoa in a ski lodge and all that stuff. Like it's very horse-drawn carriage rides, stuff like that. Apparently people really like it. I've never been, but I've heard about it. I've heard of it. I have heard of Whistler. I know where it is, but I've never been. So there you go. It's a small fun fact for you Whistler fans out there. There's so many of you. Oh, thank you, Jeremy, for sending that in. If you guys want to send in your photography to be considered for a feature on the show, you can email us tomorrow at cnet.com. You can also find us on social media. We're Tomorrow Daily on most of your favorite social media networks. Actually, no, just our favorite social media networks. If we don't like them, we don't have an account there.
Some of yours are lame.
Yeah, looking at you, Snapchat.
So the Club Penguin? What? We're on Club Penguin.
Tencent? I'm not on Tencent. Yeah, I can't.
I don't know what
I don't
that
know
is.
Chinese.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Weibo?
Yeah.
Not on Weibo.
Yeah.
sorry.
And tomorrow, Ashley Escala won't be here.
I will not be here. I'm going on a super secret mission. It may or may not involve NASA.
Are you going to be on SpaceX?
No.
You're going to be on SpaceX? Hope this one makes it.
I saw a lady who worked for SpaceX at D23, and I wanted to just accost her with questions. I had to restrain myself. Like I talked to her very briefly about something, and she had a SpaceX like developer shirt on. I was just like, I just want to ask you so many questions.
Yeah.
But it was a casual conversation, and I was
but you won't be here tomorrow, so.
No. Who's going to be here tomorrow?
Hannah. Her name is Cybernova. You'll know her Cybernova on YouTube.
Fantastic.
Yeah, she's like specializes in space stuff. So
Love
I'm gonna
it.
try and get some space stories in here tomorrow.
Excellent guest. So she'll be here tomorrow in my stead, taking my spot. But Khail will be here to drive the bus, and producer Logan will be here to pump the brakes if things get out of control, which they might. You never know. There could be a tornado in the studio.
Pump those brakes, Logan.
Don't pump the brakes. So that's it. If you want to find us on social media, I'm at Ashley Esqueda. Khail's at Khail Anonymous. Pretty easy to find us online. We love the internet. And until tomorrow, be good humans, and Khail will see you next time. Bye.